Hello there, fellow Scorpios. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. This forecast is for the week of January 6th through the 12th. I am changing the format up a little bit. I do like to experiment, try new things. Since I've been doing the live readings with the dailies every so often now, I thought we should change the format and go away from the weeklies and start looking at things from a different perspective, from maybe a bigger picture type of perspective. And so this is what we're going to be doing. So Scorpio. By the way, I do offer private reading by phone or by Skype if you're interested. The best way to get a hold of me to schedule one of those is using the contact information listed on the website at the bottom of this screen. Let's see here. All right, Scorpios. The first thing that I'm looking at has to do with our environment, and our environment is any place where we have energy or effort invested. Usually it's home, but I have had people tell me that it's work or school as well. So whenever I'm looking at our environment, what I'm seeing is that this is not, it's not a completely unhappy place, but it's definitely not our dream home or our dream workspace. Okay, so I do feel like we're probably making the best of the environment that we have, but I think also we have plans of getting into one that is much better for us, that we're going to be much happier in. And so I think that's part of what's making it easier for us to make the best of where we are at the moment, okay? Now, subconscious leanings. I think that what I've got coming up here is that on our subconscious mind is the idea of travel, to travel or not to travel, to go visiting friends in faraway places or not to go visiting friends in faraway places. There may be some travel that we would like to do, and there may be some constraints on travel that we're not able to follow through and do exactly what we would like to do. And so our subconscious mind is really working on how do we get rid of those restraints so that we can actually take the trip that we want to take or the trips that we want to take. Okay, whether those restraints are financial, vehicular, whatever. Now, the next thing that I'm looking at talks to me about learning style and also communication style. So, fellow Scorpios, learning style, the first word that comes up to me as I'm looking at this card is freestyle. We are just picking up things as we go, whatever catches our interest. We might pick up a little class here or there. We might just pick up some information out of curiosity. We might be talking with mentors. We're just kind of freestyle. We're picking up information all over the place this week, okay? And as far as our communication style is very emotional. It's very true to who we are. So our communication style is going to carry the emotions that we have behind those ideas, whether it's frustration and anger or whether it's happiness and joy and elation. That communication style is just going to carry those emotions out to the world or whoever we are communicating with. Anyway, next thing we're looking at has to do with work. And so most of you who have had private readings with me already, you know that work has to do with two things for me. It has to do with what we do to feel productive in society or how we make a living. And it also has to do with what we do to improve an inner character for our personal satisfaction with us. Okay? So the first type of work that we're going to look at is the outside work, that work that we do for a living or in the community. And it looks like we do something very non-traditional is the bottom line here. This may be something that is technically a traditional thing that people have done for ages and ages and ages, but we're doing it in a non-traditional way. We're not doing it just like everybody else is. We are putting our own personal stamp on how this is done. Okay? I also have the sense too, as I'm looking at this card, what we're doing may not necessarily be something that would potentially be approved or get the stamp of approval of any kind of church or religious affiliation or organization. Basically what I've got here is the Hierophant in reverse. Those of you who know, like a lot of churches would not approve the psychic thing. I'm Scorpio. Also, it can be considered something that is very ancient tradition, but each psychic does it in their own way. So that's, doing something that is ancient, but doing it with my own personal twist or spin, so that's just examples from my particular life. But you're doing something that could be considered very traditional, but you're doing it your own way, or you're doing something that's very non-traditional and very progressive. Either way. Okay, so that's about how you make a living, fellow Scorpios. The inner work that we're doing really has to do with finding our own path spiritually. Okay, this has to do with not just settling for the answers that come from the pulpit, not just settling for the answers in philosophy books, but looking out for that experiential spirituality. That's part of our inner work as we go through this week, fellow Scorpios. Excuse me. All right, so that part of our personalities that are being grown or expanded this week, and I am actually very happy and relieved to see this. What we have going on is we are recovering from something that did leave us feeling devastated, and we are getting a better grip on recovering from this thing. In fact, we are finding that whatever it was that was in our life that suddenly departed and that left us feeling less secure, we're finding a replacement for that, and we're finding a replacement for that that we're realizing is actually better than what we had before. Okay, and so to see this show up as where we're growing and expanding this week, we may find more than one replacement. We may find multiple replacements that are better than what we had before, okay? So this is really a great place to be growing or expanding. Now, we may not necessarily be finding technically replacements either. We may just be learning to cope. We may just be getting our feet back under us. We may be starting to go, you know what? Okay, yeah, that happened. All right, I accept that. Now, what do I do to move forward? What's my next forward pointing step? Where am I headed from here? Okay, and even that is fantastic, good, wonderful progress. So I'm really happy to see this here for us. Next, what we have is those things that we stand for. And it's interesting what comes up here because it is a person. And this is basically a very grumpy person, moody, hard to please. And we're standing up for this person. So when we stand up for somebody like this during the week, it could be that, we have some empathy for them. Maybe we understand a little bit about why they're moody. So somebody could be really complaining bitterly about this person, and we might be sort of playing devil's advocate. Maybe that person does this because they've been through da-da-da-da-da. Okay? So there's somebody that we're standing up for, even though they've been kind of a jerk, to be honest. They really have been a jerk. But we're still standing up for them because maybe we know that underneath all their jerkiness is the soft center that they just don't know how to protect in a healthy way. Anyway, that's my theory. We're standing up for somebody who's been a jerk. Now, the next thing that I'm looking at during the week is how do other people see us during the week? They see us as somebody who's balanced, grounded, calm, somebody who kind of has their stuff together, or at least is working on getting their stuff together. But they see us, I think they really see us as somebody who has a plan, who is following the plan, doing the plan, and staying balanced, calm, cool, and collected, like not letting anything throw us off, not going into any kind of emotional spasms over something that happens, just staying calm, cool, and collected. Okay, now what? What's the next step? And just moving forward. Okay. Now, the next thing that we have coming up here is basically a pivotal experience that happens in our life, and this will change things. And so what we have showing up is basically there's something that we're cutting out that was no longer serving us. This can be gluten. This can be a psychic vampire. This can be a narcissistic relationship. This can be an addiction. There's a lot of different ways that this can manifest, but there's something that we're cutting out once we get towards the end of the week that was not doing us any good, and in fact was only hurting us. Now, as we're cutting that out, this is not going to be an easy thing. Because as we're cutting that out, I think it's going to be a person. Looking at what I'm seeing here, I think it's going to be a person. And I think that this person is going to be stalking us as we cut that out. You know, stalking us on media, maybe stalking us in person, maybe blowing up our phone. But definitely finding out information. What are we doing? Where are we? Who are we with? Somebody is definitely keeping their eye on us as we're cutting them out. Okay? And then the next card shows that, you know, this is a stressful situation. I think the fact that we're cutting them out is not only stressing them out, but the way that they're handling it is also stressing us out. Scorpios, I think we might be a little bit worried that this person is psycho and that maybe we have to worry about our own safety. Now, I'm not saying that we do. I'm not saying that we don't. But I think that this is part of the stress as we go through this, as we start to realize, wow, this person is really reacting to this much more so than I expected them to. And we're starting to realize that maybe this is a bigger deal than I thought it was. And then we end the week with actually having a fight after we've cut this person out. I think we actually have a fight with this person towards the end of the week. And I want to kind of clarify this because I want to know how this fight goes. Like, does this person end up back in our lives, or do we finally say for the last time, no, this is not happening? I kind of want to see what's going to be the result of this fight. It looks like we've got somebody that is trying to apologize to us for being sort of in and out of our lives before. I am not thinking that we are giving them a second chance. They're telling us that they miss us, but I'm not thinking that we're giving them a second chance. Now, will we later? Maybe. Have we missed them? Yes. But I don't think at first we're going to. Approach has really kind of messed that up for us. Like where they could have approached in ways that would actually have gotten them back in our good graces, they chose to approach in other ways. And I think that we just decided, no, don't need this. Okay, and I think this fight, they don't get us back after this fight. Okay, I can't say that they're not going to try again. I don't know if they will or not. Actually, I want to know that. This is like an extended reading. They will try again. Absolutely. And the approach will be much better whenever they try again. But the first time we're going to say, no, 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 no. But that's not going to be the end of it. We're still going to hear from them even after that. So, gotta say, whoever this is has some pretty big cojones. Anyway, that's our reading plus a little bit, Scorpios. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Those of you who would like to get a private reading with me and have me look at your own particular personal energies instead of just the whole generic, all the Scorpios out there energies, I would love to do that for you. All you have to do is contact me at the contact information on the website and we'll get you taken care of. Those of you who this video benefited, please hit the thumbs up. Please share this with other people so that it can benefit them as well. And everybody have a great week. Peace out.